Why pick just 5 things to talk about Basecamp? The tool we've been integrating more and more into our company over the last 8 years. It's actually pretty simple, because if I talked about my 20 favorite things, we would be sitting here for a very long time. Hey everyone, this is Lucas Acosta with Fuji. We are a 10-year-old company that helps other organizations adopt and manage Apple products. And today we're talking about Basecamp. For those of you who aren't familiar with Basecamp, it is basically a web-based tool that can be traditionally defined as a project management tool. However, over the last few years, they've really expanded the utility of the tool, so it does a lot more than just project management. For example, they have what are called Basecamps with a lowercase b that can be whatever you want. Sure, you can make a project like for an upcoming event or client. However, we'll also make a Basecamp for, say, new hires, and that's where we'll track the status of new hire applicants and also onboarding checklists and new hire training. On the other hand, we also have a Basecamp called Fuji HQ, and that's where our policy and procedure handbook is, our benefits, and any company-wide communication. All of that can be found in the Fuji HQ. As you can see, a Basecamp can be very short-lived, just to work through one particular project, or it can be a perpetual Basecamp where you put all of your company's sort of internal communication. Did I mention we don't use email internally at Fuji? One thing I love about this tool is they have created a tool where you can put all forms of communication, which I will touch on in a second. The last disclaimer is that the version of Basecamp we use, that's a couple of years old, doesn't have a significant feature that anyone signing up today will have, and that's called Clients. The Clients feature is a specific tool for organizations that work with clients through Basecamp. And it's got a really interesting angle where you can always see what information is client viewable versus internal only. When we signed up for Basecamp a few years ago, the Clients feature was just an add-on. However, if you do sign up today, you will get that Clients feature built in. They basically include everything. So I just wanted to say that because I won't be able to speak to it, but I will show you 5 other awesome things and why we are still using it after 8 years. Okay, I'm gonna start off with a quick one, which is the clear and easy design. Now, I know that might seem trivial, but it really adds to the pull that this app has. A friend of mine once said, if your team doesn't enjoy the app, they are not going to use the app properly. The clear design doesn't just make it easier to use, so you're not having to look up a KB article to do anything, but it makes onboarding easier, and just the daily work inside of it, you're gonna be in this app like 8 hours a day, right? So you want it to be comfortable and easy to use. Sort of like a nice, comfortable chair. Okay, the second thing I love about Basecamp is that the tools represent ways that you communicate, okay? Basecamp isn't building a feature list that's going to compare with some complicated project management app. What they've really done is spent time on how teams work effectively, how they collaborate effectively. And so what they've done is built tools on different ways to communicate. Is it long form communication? Is it quick hashing, through a group chat? Or is it individual direct messages? All of that communication can be done within Basecamp. And I'll add some more Basecamp reading material in the description below if you want to see more about the philosophy behind their design decisions. Let me give you an example. We've been able to replace all internal communication, like with email, for example, and just keep it all inside of Basecamp. So we don't like cluttering our inbox. So what we do instead is create a to-do. And that's because Basecamp allows you to comment on to-dos, which is what you would normally think of like as an email reply. And what's great about communicating through a to-do is that you can assign that to-do to someone who's gonna be directly responsible. You can assign a deadline to it so people have at least a time frame of what you're intending. And then the whole conversation about that task, whether it's questions or prototypes and demos, all of that can be had in the comments of the to-do in one location. And so this is just vastly superior than trying to track down certain emails, and if someone kept that same email thread alive. And I can't even begin to describe how valuable this is. When you can comment on a to-do, you're not trying to hash out something in a noisy group chat like Slack. And a little pro tip on using to-dos is think of the title of the to-do as your subject line. So whatever you would put in the subject line, that usually makes a good to-do title. Okay, my third favorite feature is one called Work Can Wait, okay? So Work Can Wait is a feature where each person on the team can customize their notification settings based on their workday, okay? So they can customize when they get push notifications. And there are two main reasons why this might be very useful. First is this feature can help encourage good work-life balance. So here at Fuji, we try to work around 40 hours a week. So it's nice to know that our internal communication tool can help encourage some of those goals that we have. Second is that if you do have teams in multiple time zones, you don't have to worry about blowing up their notifications while they're on their family time or sleeping. All right, my fourth favorite reason we love Basecamp is because all of our internal communication is done through one app with one monthly bill, and everything's included. We're not splintering data or types of communication through different services and different apps, okay? So yes, Basecamp has long form communication. They call them messages, which is like your traditional emails. They've got to-dos. They've got direct messages. They call them pings. And they do have group chats, like they call them campfires, which is like your Slack channels. And that's okay, there's a time and place for that. We just know that if you're gonna talk inside of a group chat, it's not super important, kind of an unimportant question just to get some perspective. But really, anything that you really need feedback on, the team knows and has been able to see why the other forms of communication are that much more valuable. The last thing I love about Basecamp is their clear desire to improve work. Okay, their philosophy in work and culture and focus, you can see it in all of the features they come out with. So if it's features like the Work Can Wait feature, or just something simple like being able to comment on to-dos, you can tell that they are interested in improving work, okay? It's not a company that is about growth at all costs or getting into growth hacking, which, by the way, they don't have a sales team. They don't have an onboarding fee. This is not your traditional enterprise software. And while that, again, might seem trivial, that's the type of app that they're trying to build here. They're trying to improve work. It's very apparent. And they're not just trying to land the sale, or, to add year-over-year numbers. And when they do come out with new features, you can tell that there is a direct relationship to getting work done or collaborating more effectively. Do you guys have questions about Basecamp? Let me know in the comments below. Or if you want to see more Basecamp videos, also please let me know. This is the first one I've done. It was kind of a random smattering of my top 5 features of Basecamp. But also let me know what you're currently using for team collaboration or project management. Would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you like this video, please subscribe. Follow along as we are in constant pursuit of the best tools and techniques that we encounter in the field as consultants. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.